Hello, today I'm going to go for a walk through one of London's biggest parks, Richmond Park. If you like parks, hit the like button. If you don't like them, hit the dislike button. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe and maybe leave a comment and I'll say hi. Now this is the park. We're starting from the lower right, Robin Hood Gate, the little red blob. We're going to walk diagonally up across the park to Richmond Gate at the top, which is still a half an hour walk to the tube station, which is shown there. So yes, down here, I'm going to just walk up past Spankers Hill Wood and the P parking and carry on in that direction basically. That's the plan. Now this park, as I say, it's one of London's hugest parks. It's 2,500 acres. That's about 1,000 hectares if you're metric. I suppose Britain will stay metric with Brexit happening, who knows. Would make sense really. Those two kids horse riding still. Nice day out for them, I should think. Anyway, we're going to walk basically up this road. If you look just in the distance there, you'll see some brown things. Red deer. Richmond Park has 650 or so wild deer living in it. Two different species. These are red deer. The others are fallow deer. I'll see some of them later. You're not supposed to approach too close to them, especially if you have dogs. They may attack. And at certain times of year they are not tame as well. So in May, June, July, when there are young deer around, they can be a bit scared for them, and they will attack dogs potentially. And in the mating season, September, October, you have to be careful of them as well. But this is May and you can see they're quite calm at the moment. Just going for a bath. Well, that's it for deer for the moment. Here is a pond. So there you go. And this is a Cinnabar Moth. Here you can start to see something of the scale of the park, but we're still only in a little bottom section of it. That is Bankers Hill Wood, I suppose. And the deer are commonly found around it. They kind of like to hang around there, apparently. Well, I'll move the camera over this sign and you can sort of pause the video if you want to read it, I guess. Lots of info. The skylark, a bird that nests on the ground. Should it be called the ground lark? I'm afraid the microphone on the camera is picking up every little movement. These are basically the various critters you might see in the park. Tawny owl. Purple hair streak with something else on it. Kestrel. There you go. So we are now here by the cafe. We're going to walk up across the Pen Ponds and so on to the Richmond Gate, which is still half an hour's stroll from the tube station. And we're ignoring the rest of the park to the left and the right. So, the cafe is a bit rubbish, British, well actually it's Italian run I think, but basically you can buy a basic burger and a cup of tea. It'll cost you about £7 or something ridiculous. A small cup of tea as well. But it's kind of a captive market. You do need something. Maybe bring your own. This is Bankers Hill Wood. Don't know why it's got the dodgy name. Although apparently in olden days spanker meant something. I mean literally something. It was a dialect, some local dialect word for something. It's interesting that there are no people up here other than me. Most people cannot be bothered to walk up the hill and have a look. They'll sort of bloat out at the cafe and that's it. Which is good. I mean, parks are busy and people are the worst aspects of what's in it. I suppose they're wild animals too, most of them. Well, we're going to head down there back to the path in a minute, but first I want to have a look at these pink flowers. I think they're some kind of azalea, but I'm no expert. Escapees from British Gardens, I suppose. So, let's head back down the hill anyway. Somebody must come up here because there's some sort of footpath. Okay, I think we're going to be heading over that way, roughly speaking. A bit hard to tell, so I've gone off course to go into the woods, but over there somewhere, probably. Oh, more deer. That's Bankers Hill Wood in the background, and they decided to come across the front of it. And now we're looking to the north of Bankers Hill Wood. Skylarks, this is, yes. Ground larks, I reckon. So, it's not all that long, the grass, but anyway. And there's one of the ponds, there's the two ponds that the path through the park that I'm taking goes along. Breezy here, isn't it? And here's some info about the deer, which you can read at your leisure. Basically, be a bit careful of them May to July and September, October. And the rest of the time too. I mean, it's called Richmond Park, but it is a nature reserve into which people are allowed, basically. Originally it was the usual sort of King Henry VIII's hunting grounds or something of that sort. And he walled it off from the public, but people petitioned him, and okay, he let people in. And so it's still the case that we can go in. That's Wembley Stadium, miles away in the distance. Here you can see central London, the Shard on the right, Walkie-Talkie Tower, Leadenhall Tower. I think I can see the London Eye right in the middle. St Paul's Cathedral slightly to the left of centre. Maybe the Barbican Centre further left, I'm not sure. Bunch of 3 or 4 towers there. There's another view, St Paul's on the right of that space now. So in other words, dead centre. And fallow deer. Sheltering from the sun. This was a hot, hot day. And I forgot to bring a sun hat. See, they're quite tame. They're keeping an eye on people, but they're not that bothered. Well, I think tame is the wrong word. They're not tame, they are wild animals. But they're reasonably relaxed. English church here in Richmond or somewhere like that. Breezy again. And here we are approaching Richmond Gate, the exit already. I say already, it took me half a day to do that walk, believe it or not. It's a long way. And we're outside the park now. And somewhere along that road, or this road, Mick Jagger lived or lives. You can see why. You've got a decent view here. This is not inside the park, this is outside the park. It's a view of the Thames, the river. This is basically a green space, a local green space, separate from Richmond Park, but you can see below some local park place space for the locals. A bit strange because it's right next door to Richmond Park, but it's not part of the park. You'll pass this if you're going from Richmond Tube Station up to Richmond Park. You basically come out of the station, turn left and follow the roads, roughly speaking, along to the park. And as I say, it's about a 30-minute stroll past plenty of shops. And the odd pub or two, you can get some food or something. So there's Richmond Gate, and we're sort of on this side of the Thames. Robin Hood Gate is there on the left. We walked pretty much straight across. Well, that building, number 9, the Peacham Hotel, built in 1864 in the Victorian Gothic style. And that's basically it for Richmond Park. Hope you've liked it. Hit the like button if you did. Hit the dislike button if you didn't. Let me know what you didn't like. And subscribe or look at some of my other videos or something. I don't know. These are a few of the flowers that are visible for you at certain times of year as you stroll up towards Richmond Park or away from it, as the case may be. and I'll say bye for now.